Hey everyone, it's Anthony Allen Ramos, and we are continuing our coverage to highlight and celebrate the out and proud Olympians. The U.S. women's softball team took home the silver medal in Tokyo, and today I'm so excited to be chatting with the team's Amanda Chidester. How are you, Amanda?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Congratulations. You're back here, I see, in sunny California. But tell me, I mean, there's the medal. There it is right there.
Yes, here it is.
I loved that. How are you
Beautiful.
feeling? Take me back, all the feels. How proud are you? We are so proud of you. Just tell me everything.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of all of it, obviously, it's just the feeling of being so proud of just the journey of all of it. Obviously, we wanted the different color, and it's been always a battle, us against Japan for, I mean, ever since I've been on the team in 2012, and it has just been back forth, back forth, back forth, and that was the moment we wanted it in our favor, and it just the cards didn't lay our way, and but I wouldn't change it for anything. The way that this team came together, it's tough for us because every year is a new team. Every year there's a tryout. Every year it's just constantly changing and constantly evolving. And this past year, because of COVID, our team was able to stay together for 2 full years, and I truly believe that was just like a huge blessing for us to be able to really just get to the nitty gritty of who we are as people, and how much that helped us on the field, off the field, and just every aspect of our lives, just kind of really becoming a team. And that's probably, and I know, like, we had a little team talk, and that's one of the one moment everyone always talks about on our team is how proud we are of just coming together as a group. So when I look back, that's what I'm always going to remember, is how we fought through so much adversity and how we were vulnerable with each other. We were connecting with each other. And that to me is like just so special.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. See, there's a silver lining of anything that you got to spend more time together as this team, since everything was delayed. Thinking
Yes.
about, with the Olympics, I know there's so many young LGBTQ kids out there that see the Olympics and see people like yourselves that win and, be on that podium. Have you been able to connect with any of those people on social media that are just obviously so inspired and so proud and want to be like you when they grow up?
I think so. Yes. I mean, not too many people reach out in that way towards me, with just, but I know that they're following. I know that I have a following, and I want to open this up for whoever wants to talk about it, with my journey, and through coming out and all of that stuff, because it's not always easy, and it wasn't always easy, but it's definitely, in my opinion, worth it in the end. And I just hope that people who follow me on social media can see how, no matter what, like, I'm going out there and living my truth. And I promised myself that I was going to be authentic to me and true to myself. And that's what was going to, whatever happens, happens, as long as that I'm being true to me and to my life, that I know that I'm going to be able to live the best life I could possibly live.
So, thinking about that, you said you wanted, and I love that you wanted to live openly and authentically. Did you always feel that with your other teammates, you had their support and really felt comfortable just to be, open and out?
I think that being able to be comfortable being open and out, like, that took time, right? Like, it took time for me I had to be comfortable with it first. And I think that was like the biggest battle, is for me to be comfortable with that and for me to own that. And once I was truly okay with it, then it was easier for me to share that, be open about it. And because I feel like when you're hesitant about it, everyone else is hesitant about it.
Mhm.
So the second I was able to own that and be proud of that, and be who I am, that's when everyone was like, oh, okay. And everyone jumped on board too. So I think that was the key, is just I needed to own it, and everyone else was fine with it too. It's like, whatever makes you happy, okay, great. So I haven't really experienced too much backlash at all throughout this whole entire process, of growing and being me. And I'm so grateful for that.
I think that's so good to hear. You grew up in Michigan. What was it like for you to, grow up in Michigan, eventually come out, and, did you feel that there was a lot of acceptance? Were there conversations that you had to have? How did that all go for you?
Honestly, like, it was tough for me with, in the Michigan territory, right? Like,
Right.
I grew up going to a Catholic school. I grew up in a very close knit community and all of that. So a ton of fear around that. And I mean, honestly, like, have I, been myself around people and all that? Yeah, but I don't go around just like announcing my personal life. So
Mhm.
I didn't, I never really got to experience what, people's reactions would be. But let me tell you, I'm not shy about it on my social media, and just because I haven't been home a lot. And so it's like, hey, if you want to follow my life, here it is. And I can't tell you all the support I've gotten. I mean, all the people back home and everything is just like, so happy for you, so proud of you, like nothing. And so that to me was just, it felt pretty awesome to experience that. And I know, like I said, it takes time. It takes a lot of time to go through all like the awkwardness and all the people asking different questions as I'm growing up, and all of that. But to finally just come into my own after all these years, I think everyone's just happy that I'm happy.
That's so good to hear. And speaking of family support, what was the reaction, to you bringing home the silver medal? I mean, I would imagine for friends and family, that's got to be pretty exciting too.
Absolutely. It was funny. I'm here visiting my brother, and he's like, we were watching the Olympics on TV. He goes, there's a silver medal sitting on our counter right now. Like, and we're watching it on TV, and then it's just, there's one sitting right here. Like, this is crazy. But so it is crazy, right? Like, I mean, being able to wear this around my neck, and it's surreal, right? It doesn't feel real. And my family, I can't tell you how much of a support they are. I have 4 brothers, and every single one of them was constantly texting me, up watching, and just full support. And my parents, like everyone. So it was awesome to feel the love and the support from the whole community back in Michigan, and all the different lives that I've passed throughout the years of playing softball, and everyone connecting back to me. It was just like, wow, this is special.
I love that. And, I also, in addition to spotting the silver medal, I spotted the engagement ring, which I saw
Oh,
right there. There we
yes.
go. And you are, for anyone out there that has been under a rock that doesn't know, you are engaged to a fellow athlete who plays for Team Mexico. Her name is
Yes.
it pronounced Anissa?
Yeah, good job. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
Anissa. Yeah.
Anissa. So, I mean, the media was, eating up this story about the two of you competing against each other. But then, I think you had that really great post on social where, you really broke it down and said, you know what, we play against each other, but we support each other. Tell me about that dynamic, because that was really, great. Obviously, Team Mexico didn't do quite as well this time, but, you were there to support.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's amazing. Like, Anissa did amazing out there. I mean, her goal in coming in was to be the best shortstop in the Olympics, and she achieved that. She was all Olympic team as a shortstop. She killed it in the hitting, and it was just, I loved every second of watching her go out there and do her thing. Like, I was just so proud to be I was in the stands almost, right? Just watching her and supporting her all the way through. And playing against her, like we said before, like, obviously we're competitive and we want our teams to win, but I want her to do well too. And so, but we've had so many conversations surrounding all of this, because I didn't want it to, neither of us wanted it to be something where we let this sport or a medal get between what happens in our everyday life. Like, that's the thing with like sports. Like, sports are amazing, but sometimes as high level athletes, we let our identity get wrapped up into it. And when you let your identity get wrapped up into the sport, then it kind of ruins your everyday life. And it's not your everyday life. Is it a big part of your life? Absolutely. But there's so much more to life with, family, friends, like, being in a relationship, experiencing everyday things. And obviously we share such a huge, piece in softball and training, but at the same time, we do so much away from softball, and we love doing so much together away from softball. So this was just another one of those moments where, yes, we're going to compete on the field, but in our everyday life, like, what happens on that field, it shouldn't affect what happens in our everyday life, because I still love you, you still love me, we still support each other no matter what. And let's keep moving forward, and growing together in a relationship, and continuing to be who we are, and live a great life. So that's something that we've had a lot of discussions over. And like I said, it was just an amazing feeling for both of us to go out. And it was funny because her mom yesterday was like, it was almost like, you would do well, then Anissa would do well, then Anissa would do well, then you do well. And it was just like a lot of back and forth. And we worked really hard in the off season. We put a lot of time and effort into being able to come out and compete at the highest level and do the best we could. And I feel like we both did that. And to me, that's everything.
I love that. And it sounds like, you have the support from her family as well from Mexico. So that's wonderful.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're very fortunate. Again, it doesn't just come like it doesn't, just happen, right? There's so many conversations behind it. There's so many different, moments to lead into this. And I just feel like, you have to have the tough conversations. And we've both have had a lot of tough conversations, but what does it lead to? It leads to an authentic way of living. It leads to, honesty and truth. And you can't go wrong with that. And that's what we've both been fortunate enough to be able to have those conversations, and the family continue to grow with that. So it's been awesome.
That is such a great way of looking at it. And I think so many people need to hear that. So, it's scary, it's tough, but on the other side of it,
It's
it can be, so great. I think did you get engaged in November of last year? Is that right?
yes, yep.
And so how did that go down? Because who asked who, or did you both ask? Because I saw the pictures on your Instagram, which I loved. It looked like it was a great moment.
It was an awesome moment. So we both love the outdoors, and we love the national parks and whatnot. And one of the first moments that because we met playing softball one summer, and it was like, oh, like, is this a thing? Is it not a thing? And so we ended up going to Zion National Park. And that was like kind of like the first moment of like us being like outside of softball, right? And it was like, how is this gonna go? What is it gonna be like? And it was amazing, right? So our first like true moment together was at a national park. And so that kind of was like, I don't know, we loved doing that together. And so I was thinking in my head, she loved the Horseshoe Bend, and that is like a kind of like a viewpoint, if you will. But anyways, so I got together with two of my best friends, and I was like, let's do this trip. Like and what's the best part about this is that she planned the whole trip. Anissa planned everything. It was like she had the idea because she loves doing that stuff. So I was like, let's a group of friends go. It's gonna be great. So she planned the stops. She planned like everything. So I always joke with her, you planned your whole engagement, because once we got to she was so determined to see the sun rise at Horseshoe Bend. And so that was like the moment I was like, okay, like there's not a ton of people here. It's beautiful. Like this is the moment. So that was it. So I proposed, and then later on, I would say a few months later, she ended up getting me a ring and gave it to me over dinner and stuff. So we both have a ring, but I was the one who proposed out at Horseshoe Bend. And it was an amazing moment.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. I love that. So
Yeah.
I gotta ask, does the silver medal get incorporated into your outfit for the big day, or is that something completely separate?
I think it's something completely separate, but it has been out and about, and it will have a special place. We're gonna put Anissa's Mexico jersey up, my USA jersey up, and the different things that we had from the Olympics, and the medal up in our house, like in our office room, and just be able to have all of that stuff out and be proud of all that we did, to make it to the Olympics, to be Olympians, and to play well while we were there.
Oh, I love that. So is it happening soonish, or are we still planning, or what do you think? I know you just got back.
For the wedding, I would say next year.
Okay, great. All right, that's
Yeah.
good. Well,
Yeah.
we look forward to seeing those pictures. So, just, thinking about you growing up, who inspired you, whether it was professionally or personally?
So for me growing up, I always looked to people who did something great, right? Like the professional athletes or someone who's great in business. I would say that inspiring me it's all inside of me. Like I've always been blessed with that sense that like I have this inner self motivation of wanting to be the absolute best. And if I could see that somebody else achieved that, I knew it's like, okay, well, I can do that too. Like if I just work hard and I do, work a little bit smarter and do this, I can do that too. So for me, it was always just this like I said, it was inside of me to want to be the best in all areas of my life, in my relationships, in my personal life, in my work life, in my sports life, everything. Like I know that there's growth, and I just want to keep growing.
And now you will be that inspiration for so many others. So that's so
I
great.
hope so. Yes.
Was there ever something, an episode of a television show or a movie or something that you saw early on when you were like, accepting yourself and then, obviously coming out?
Yeah, I would say the L word was mine. That was the first like real LGBTQ plus like kind of coming out type like
Yeah.
show that I like really watched, and that definitely helped me.
I
for
love that.
sure.
You know what? Season 2 of the L Word Generation Q is coming on Sunday, so you'll have to check that.
Yeah, definitely.
Just thinking about all of this, gotta ask, is there another Olympics in your future? What is next for you?
Okay, so if it was in the Olympics in Paris in 3 years, I'd be all over it. But I'm 2028 in LA. That's a long ways away from me. So I'm excited to, Anissa and I want to start having a family. I probably have a few more years left of playing the professional league, but I'm ready to get a house, have a family, and have some vacations without
Yeah.
softball and just kind of enjoy that life. And but I'll still be highly involved in softball. So
Awesome. Well, Amanda, congratulations to you on your silver medal. We are so proud of
thank
you. Wishing
you.
you the
Thank you.
best. And with Anissa and the wedding and the family and beyond. But, let's definitely keep in touch and sending you
Absolutely.
the best. And I hope you get to relax and enjoy.
Thank you.
So take care. We'll talk
Thank
soon.
you so much.